Welcome to Flourish, the Woman in Progress. Every conversation here is an invitation back to yourself to steady your body, clarify your mind, reclaim your emotional authority, and align your spirit with the work you are placed here to do. No one drifts into greatness. A woman chooses it. It is here that we build lives that speak for themselves. I am Teresa Ford, and I believe everything beautiful within you deserves room to flourish. This is Flourish, and we are just getting started. Welcome back to our healing series on Flourish, the Woman in Progress. It's you, it's me. So we're going to do some relating to the mental healing that has to happen in order for our empowerment to be fully realized in our body. Okay, so self-empowerment as it pertains to mental healing. The stories we tell either hold the fullness of truth, which is light and love, or they have an absence, to some degree, an absence of truth, which means they hold some darkness. The thoughts that we think make all the difference in the world. Are you ready for this? When you were born, everyone cheered. She's alive! That was the culmination of your entire value. You can add to it by doing things, but your value is in your breath. The fact that you're alive is the fullness of your value to God. You are his daughter. And when we understand that we can try hard, we can do stuff, we can climb the success ladder, we can, be a great podcaster, whatever, it's not adding to our value. Our value is in breathing, but we always think we have to be something or be somewhere. And it's not true. It's not true. What healing the mind actually means is that you're not eliminating thoughts. You're choosing thoughts that lead you to a better thought, a better way of living, a better creative space of creating from your intuition, your knowingness, and all the goodness that is in you to create the next moment that you're going to have, create the next sentence that you're going to build a relationship with, to create the next iteration of where to now. Your brain is doing that. And if you're focused on what you don't want, I don't want someone to think this about me. I don't want someone to assume this about me. I don't want this to go wrong. I don't want to fail. If there's an I don't want to, you're operating from fear. That's your brain. It's trying to keep you safe. It's hardwired to keep you safe. So of course, it's going to tell you stories that keep you safe. Now that's either going to help you or hinder you. Your brain is pretty darn powerful. Let me give you an example. So I had the fitness studio and somebody would come in the door, new client. They would always just meet with me one-on-one because I wanted to set the expectation for them. They've already done the mental brain damage of, oh my gosh, I hope I can hang. I'm so out of shape. I hope she doesn't hurt me, blah, 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 right? Worried about what hasn't happened yet. Controlzilla. That's worry, that's anxiety, and we're creating that in our brains. Okay. The woman in progress, the way she heals her brain is she gives herself a chance to show up. She stops trying to manage the outcomes. So when these new clients would come in the door, they'd meet with me. I was so excited to see them. I was like, yes, what took you so long? Thank heavens you're finally here. And we would get on the ground on a mat together. And as soon as I said to them, okay, we've done the core work. You understand how to support yourself so you don't get a back injury. Now we're going to do a push-up. The anxiety just was released like the Kraken. They're like, oh, I can't do a push-up. No, don't ask me to do a push-up. I can't. I'm like, okay, I didn't say do 20. Follow along. Let's do this together. And we would get on the ground and I would put our hands down. I was like, okay, I want your hands under your shoulders. They're like, okay. And I was like, okay, lift your feet. So just your knees are going to touch the ground. Oh, okay. And then I want you to straighten your elbows. They're like, what? Yeah, just straighten your elbows. They're like that? Congratulations, you did yourself a push-up. Isn't that funny how we'll take ourselves out of the game?
before we even give ourselves a chance to perform. And that performance, like, let me just look, that word performance can hold a lot of energy. Performance is just showing ourselves what our potential is. It's not actually earning love. I'm not saying, oh, if I perform, if I get in there and work hard and I'm all masculine and do, that's learned behavior. That's, your performance is like, look at me, I did that. And you're like, yes, it's in your body. You're so happy with how you showed up. That's the kind of performance that I'm referring to. So these women, where I'm like, high five, come on, girl. They were like, wow, I did it. It's like, yes, because you gave yourself a chance and we set the expectation where it belonged. We're not trying to get you to do 20 on day one. You're not supposed to be already fit before you come in and get started, right? So it was just so fun to see women surprise themselves. They were like, oh, that was it? It's like, right? That was it. Is that progress? Yes. Is that healing? 100%. How is it healing? Because you gave yourself a chance. We can come up with the craziest stories about the untruth of who we are and what we're here to do and set ourselves up for shock and awe, disaster or whatever, disappointment. And it doesn't have to be that way. But whatever you're telling yourself, if it has the absence of truth, love, light, your body suffers. Stress. Push up. I won't be able to hang with all the other women. I will suffer by comparison. That story? Oh my gosh. That's damage every which way. Body, mind, spirit, everything suffers when you think you're going to suffer by comparison. It's a thought first. Our mental stories are incredibly strong. Let me give you another example. So I was going through a really hard time. I had basically lost my health 100%. Like I was in bed for all but 2 hours of the day. And because I didn't have any energy, I couldn't work. I wasn't processing food. My gut had shut down. My nervous system was a wreck. I lost who I thought were my friends. My faith wavered. And I lost my family because I felt like I didn't belong there anymore. It's a whole story of its own. But the thoughts that I was thinking about drove me from my home. Did they have the absence of truth? 1,000%. But here's the part. When I went to a place that I felt like I could be safe and recover and heal and figure out why I thought I was dying, I was thinking a thought, oh my gosh, here I thought I had friends all these years in North Carolina, and not one person reached out to see if I was okay. And the thought I had was, oh my gosh, no one loves me. And my heart had the sharpest pain run through it right at that very, like I wasn't even done thinking the thought. And I had a physical reaction to that profound sense of absence of truth, profound absence of truth, because it wasn't true. Of course I was loved, but I didn't feel like it in the moment. And so I thought a thought that made my heart hurt. Isn't that interesting? So I was like, whoa, did I just do that? Let's try a different thought. And I was like, well, nobody knows what to do to support me. And they're kind of at a loss and they don't want to intrude. So I will figure this out. No pain. I had no pain in my heart when that happened. When I thought a thought that had the essence of truth to it. That was probably as close to the truth as I could come up with. I was like, that's so interesting. So then I was like, okay, let's try this one more time. I was like, I am all alone in the world. Like this, can you hear the essence of victimhood? I was trying to make myself feel better by being a victim. Like that's actually an oxymoron because you can't feel better feeling like a victim. No, it's not going to happen. So then I was like, okay, let's try this again. Experiment number 3. And I thought, I am all alone in the world. I will never know what it's like to be loved. Oh, pain in my heart. I had such a strong pang right there, stabbing. I was like, oh my gosh, I am doing that to myself. I am suffering at the speed of thought. Crazy stuff. And I was like, well, do I want to keep doing that? No. What does healing look like? it looks like picking a better thought that holds the fullness of truth, or something closer to the fullness of truth, because the absence of truth is so dark, it creates a physical pain. If you're thinking thoughts because you're looking for a story to be true because it seems to have followed you everywhere. Like my mom told a story, I'm all alone in the world and nobody loves me. I mean, her heart must have been in total pain. And then I found somebody, I married him, and he didn't have the ability to love me. So there's the story that I'm all alone in the world and nobody loves me. And then I have this experience where I feel like I'm just lost my place in the family because my husband was taken over, and at what point I couldn't tell why I was still there. And anyway, I got to this point where here I was having these mental thoughts that held the absence of truth, which is the absence of love. It was the absence of light. And in those moments, I suffered. Why? The healing is to find a better thought. The healing is to shift out of victimhood. I don't know. That holds a lot of negative energy, doesn't it? Because none of us want to be seen as a victim, but victim energy is a thing. When we are trying to find our worth, find our place, find that thing that's missing in love, and then we feel bad for ourselves. Or we're blaming somebody else, which is victimhood. It's you because you're not taking emotional responsibility for that. But it's the thoughts we're thinking about it. It's where our brain goes. That's the problem. We're pointing around the room. Controlzilla is doing that because it keeps her safe from being wrong, from being misunderstood. Like she's trying to save herself, but she's actually causing the problem. Healing mentally is shaping the dialogue that we're having with ourselves that's telling us a story that is not true. And every thought we have has psychological impact. Stress-based thinking. What does that lead to? It leads to stress-based living. The body follows the story that the mind is telling. We act out, we react. Ooh, okay, this just came in. React. We're living our life from the perceptions of what we think kept us safe or was dangerous. Dangerous is, it's not running out in front of a car dangerous. It's not being connected, not belonging anywhere, not feeling the totality of your love and your value. That's dangerous to your little self. So if you're leading from danger of being disconnected, unbelonged, not wanted, abandoned, rejected, because those were early memories that are now locked in the body because we haven't released them yet. Those memories come back on the subconscious level. You're not even really aware. That's why this work goes deep, because you have to become aware. If you can name them, they become a choice, and you can choose not to do that anymore, to think those thoughts, right? But if it's on the subconscious and it's out of your awareness, we're going to keep looping through that. And when I say looping, when your mind is triggered about something that has a hint, a sense, or a flavoring of something that wasn't safe in the past, you're now living in it as if it's back there. Your brain is looping through it. All the reasons why it's unfair, all the reasons why someone else is not right, all the reasons why there's imbalance, all the reasons why this is scary. Your brain is looping. And maybe you know what I'm talking about. It can loop for an hour. It can loop for a day. It can be the loop that enters your mind first thing the next morning, and you find yourself having inner conversations all day long, every day, for days, weeks, and even months, ruminating on the unfairness, on the discontent, on the blame where you were someone's scapegoat, all the ways that you feel disempowered because you want to control other people's opinion about you and you can't. The way you heal so that you are empowered is to realize that the only person you can change is you, and your thoughts are at the focal point. They're at the fulcrum of how your life is going to go, and you can change the trajectory of your life. And whether or not you stay in a state of untruth or you stay in a state of truth is totally up to you. And so healing is thinking one thought better. It's shifting into a better mindset, one that helps you take care of you, one that supports your value and your worthiness, and one that ends the cycle of self-abandonment, blame, and victimhood. That's healing. And it happens a little at a time. It is not easy to get out of a looping pattern that you've been in for years on end, but it is possible. And with more awareness, with someone else's eyes on you, because you know what? You're the hardest person for you to see. And if you have someone else's eyes on you, showing you where you're giving your power away in your thoughts alone, you can take your power back. And everything gets better from there. If there's anything I can do to help you with this so you can get out of these mental loops and stand in your sovereignty, your power to choose what happens next and be the creator that you are from a standpoint of love and self-expression, that is where we're headed. Okay, thank you for being here, being the woman of integrity who intends to make progress so that her healing is palpable in her legacy. This is where you are self-led. Thank you. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next episode so we can flourish together.
Flourish is the voice of a larger movement, the empowered woman's journey to freedom, a rising collective of women who design their lifestyles with intention, lead with conviction, and know that the legacy they leave is shaped by the standards they hold today. You are the woman in progress. So stand tall in your authority. And when you lead yourself well, it changes the trajectory of generations. That is the point. If something stirred within you, don't ignore it. Explore it, follow it, expand from it. It's who we are, it's how we live, it's what we do. And I'll see you next time on Flourish.